Hey there, YouTube. Just gonna do some checks here, but looks like this is working. Just gonna see if this is, yep, doesn't sound too different from what my voice sounds like. So, right now I'm actually a little bit sick, and don't worry about me, it's not COVID. I've got some sort of weird stomach thing. I'm pretty sure I ate some bad food. But yeah, it's been treating me rough. I don't know why, but like ever since one of the patches, it's changed my name permanently to just a bunch of hashtags. So yeah, or as I more naturally call it, I usually actually call it pound keys. But either way, let's go ahead and jump into this. This is going to be rough. It's been a couple days since I've actually played this. I've been playing Europa Universalis for the last little while listening to the Well, There's Your Problem podcast. It's probably not really going to go very well for the next couple of games, but you know, that's sort of warming up for you. I mean, you know, one of those things that this game should do is it's like you haven't played like in 5 days or whatever. We'll just nudge your elo like down a little bit in sort of test sense so that you can get your bearing again for the next few games, but that's all part of the journey, I guess, or something. It was even more brutal in StarCraft because you had to be so much more reactive in that game. This game, you don't have like air units just dropping random crap in the back of your base or whatever. Although, admittedly, that might help fight against Europeans if they let you do that late game where it's just like they have factories, and I don't think very many other people have factories. I'm trying to remember who else does. I think it's just China has access to one. Can India get the Russian consulate? I can't remember. I don't think they can. Yeah, so I think it's like out of the Asian civs, it's just China that gets a factory. And I don't think any of the Native American civs get factories either. Although, admittedly, Kancha houses are like a million times better than factories. And I think they've also got like gold trickle from the States. It's supposed to be worth a couple factories. Actually, who gets the... I don't think that is them that gets the gold trickle on the States. I think that might be someone else. Well, either way. Yeah, I did not get very good sleep last night, just waking up with your horrible stomach, food poisoning sort of thing. The thing about me is I don't have the natural response to food poisoning, which everyone else has. Like, the natural thing for people to do if they get food poisoning of some sort is they'll like eat something, they'll get really sick, and then they'll like never eat that thing again. But I don't have that connection, and I also don't know what caused it. But a lot of people just sort of get a natural sort of revulsion towards something they ate and then got sick after, even if it wasn't the thing that actually caused them to get like food poisoning. That's like a really strong response, but I keep getting food poisoning and I never learn my lesson. Anyway. Alright, it's taking a while to get games. I might set it so that I can do treaty games as well, but try not to. I don't really like treaty games. Alright, versus France. Well, we're starting off at least something that's not like super bizarre or anything like that, like one of the like another Aztec rush, although admittedly there's a lot of people who've been doing that lately. Alright. Alright. Looks like there's something down here. Grab it before someone else takes it. Get those players who like literally just walk their initial villager straight over towards your... Oops. Alright. It's like players who just literally walk straight over your village. Take whatever treasures like in your village or whatever. Alright, so that sets me back a tiny amount, but actually not very much. Like 1 second should be okay. Only overshot by 2. I'm actually not doing too bad considering everything. Hey, I'll read your comment in just a second here. Oops. That was bad. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, those are actually some of my favorite guides. I actually have been intending to get back into that and do a guide for another person who wanted to know more about how to play as the Unfallen. The problem is I'm actually really bad at the Unfallen. They have a playstyle that is very anathema to mine, so I've been trying to go back and play that, and I just cannot figure out how to properly... It's a difficulty thing. If you're playing against real people, like, I think the Unfallen are actually kind of fine. But I always play against the like endless level difficulty AI, which is a bit of a problem because every time you play against the endless AI, you end up in a situation where they're producing stuff so much faster that you never get another colony, which is really unfortunate. It makes it really unfun to play the Unfallen against them. We're up against France. I can go Fortville. Yeah, so I've been playing that actually a tiny bit, but I need to start playing that a little bit harder. I've also been trying to play like Age of Wonders Planetfall, which is a really fun game. The new upgrade or new update has like a really fun faction finally. Like up until the Oathbound were added, like the only thing that I really liked were the Vanguard, honestly. Yeah, I mean the other thing about endless space is that, like, honestly, I really just like playing as the Vodiani so much that I often just revert to playing that. Whenever I load back up, it's just like, oh yeah, these guys are really rad, and then I play them again. It's not good. As far as I know, like, I have the only like really effective guide for playing the Vodiani. Like, I've looked up other people's advice for playing them, and it's just not very effective, which is interesting. Like, a lot of people don't think that you can play wide with them, I think. Especially on harder difficulties, but... Alright, trade post. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I really just... Once I figure out exactly what it is with the Unfallen that makes them, like, tick, what they're supposed to be for, what they're about, then I'll make a guide about that. But I get the feeling like there's a difficulty gap with that particular faction that makes them... And it's not like I can do the same thing as I do with Vodiani, because there is a workaround for, like, Vodiani's weakness. Because, like, strictly speaking, Vodiani are supposed to be really bad at getting ahead in terms of, like, settlements. That's sort of, like, traditionally how they kind of go. But it's possible for you to end up with tons of colonies with them, and if you do that, you get so strong. Alright. Just have to see here, how likely do I think I am to get rushed? I can't believe mine's up to date, because mine's like 2 years old. Which is, like, I know that there's been patches that have changed some mechanics, but still. I think he just AFK'd his guy there. I don't think he's actually deliberately attacking my explorer with his scout. I guess, like, part of the thing is, like, it's a pretty old game, or an old guide, but, like, a lot of people aren't making guides for it anymore, obviously, because it's also a fairly old game, but I think it is worth playing still. There's not very many games that, like, I feel like are really as good as it. I don't see any indication of, like, a rush or anything like that. Just going to build some units here. Yeah, I can totally understand people not making content for, like, endless space anymore. It's just it is an older game at this point in time. Like, it ran its course. It's still a really good one. I would still recommend playing it and stuff like that, but oh man, playing this while you're sort of sick and you're talking to someone is like an interesting challenge. I'm getting so distracted by that. Keep talking though, like don't think that that's me asking you to be quiet. It's just a funny thing to try to do in retrospect. Okay. Alright, there's the... Oh yeah, he's going for mess. Alright. It's going to be a while before I can actually respond to that. He'll burn down a couple houses, that's fine. Once I get these guys, we'll be able to go fight them like pretty easily. Don't know if all the turkeys actually went where they were supposed to go there. Okay, this time they're a little bit closer than they really should be risking. That one went fast though. Getting some free shots off too. The fact that we've got some like counter infantry units, the crossbowmen, really helpful here. Just have to fight that out because these cavalry that sort of showed up there are going to lose everything though. I think he's been shipping units. He must have been shipping units. That's fine though. Well, obviously he did because he's got the cuirassiers. I need to get off wood here. Okay. Surprised that none of those hussars took any damage there. Waiting for a little bit more money here. It's going after my villas in a weird way here. It's not always a good idea to go for villagers during these kinds of fights. But he'll probably still come ahead on this. Yeah, I think this is probably game, but like I said, I gotta get people into the town hall here. Okay. I finally got rid of the cav. Yeah, that's going to be GG here. All right, let's read this here. Oh, I'm only streaming on YouTube right now, but yeah, like I can stream on Twitch. I have a Twitch account and everything like that. I just don't bother because I don't really like the platform quite as much. Yeah, French cavalry in this game is not too bad yet. They actually, I think, I would like to see them get a slight buff on cavalry and a slight nerf on some other things. Like the cuirassier is supposed to be like really, really powerful, but they've actually made a bunch of cavalry units like more powerful than the cuirassier lately. I feel like France should be like the premier cavalry civ, or one of them, and it just doesn't feel like they are. There's only a few fringe cases where you go for cuirassiers because they're so expensive and they don't really do much. And everyone right now builds dragoons. Like once you get sort of that late game. Hussars are the same for all the European civs except for a couple. Like the only ones that have different ones are like the Germans. Actually, quite a few. It's like Germans, the Russians, the Swedes, different cavalry, and all the Asian civs and all the native civs obviously have different ones. But for most people, it's the Hussar, which is what France uses for the most part. I'd argue like the faction that gets like the most cavalry play right now is actually probably Portugal, other than of course like Lakota. Lakota obviously is like mass cav, but the big reason like everyone goes for the cavalry with like Portugal is that they get like huge bonuses with their the dragoons, and dragoons are better than hand cavalry right now for most factions. Hand cavalry needs some slight tweaks or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, like French cavalry, for example, if you just are playing against Japan and you've got a bunch of French cavalry late game, they don't do very much. Like, you get a whole bunch of, like, cuirassiers, they just run into, like, Ashigaru, and the Ashigaru just kill them. It's not great. Although I did actually see, like, French cuirassiers just absolutely crushing Swedes, which is interesting, which doesn't surprise me now that I think about it, but yeah, I would like it if French cavalry was like boosted a little bit, so that was on par with some of the others that are top tier now. And if they nerf their economy a little bit, because like French economy is probably the strongest in the game in some senses. It's not really the strongest, I guess. I don't know. It's weird. I've got about 1,300. No, it's just my voices. There might actually be a bug. Like last time, my voice went screwy in one of the streams, so it might have switched off again. I actually checked at the start of this to see if it was like that. Let's see if. It's a little bit weirder than it normally is, but my voice is actually just kind of weird right now. Yeah, what I might need is like I need a new microphone probably. But yeah, this isn't where my voice goes like 5 octaves down and it sounds like I've been possessed by the devil or anything like that, which is what happens sometimes. Yeah, it's either I need a new microphone or my drivers are out of date, one of the two, probably both. But yeah, it's hard for me to get rid of my microphone. I've had this for a long time, which is probably why I need to replace it. Yeah, listening to my own voice, though, on feedback, it actually sounds like that right now. It's a little bit rough. I was mentioning earlier, it's like I've actually got, like, food poisoning or something, so I didn't sleep very well last night. I don't like that name. That name sounds familiar. I don't think I should be playing against this guy. Alright. Is he attacking my berry bushes? And he reset. Okay, that's just fantastic. Okay, just build that out here or something. I don't know. Got all kinds of behind on stuff because of that. That was really weird. Yeah, I mean, I will definitely get better. I've had plenty of food poisoning. What I would like is to get smarter so I don't get food poisoning. That would be the nice thing. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering, like, for people like me, where you just wanted like good mid-range kind of one, where you're not planning on getting like a soundboard that costs $5,000 or whatever. Like, what a good microphone is, if like the blue ones are still good, because I like those. They work well for me. I guess that's what's important, is like, does it work well for you? All right. Man. Playing against Spain's Fast Fortress is interesting, because it's one of those ones we pretty much know that's what's coming. Like, if he doesn't Fast Fortress, I'll be very, very surprised. But that's what makes, like, rushing as Spain so effective, is, like, no one expects the Spanish rush. Alright. What we got up here? I can't take these treasures, they're like way too defended. This one is 2 white tigers. I can take this if I was a little bit healthier. I'm just gonna go ahead and build a house here first. They'll let me recover a little bit of health, since hero units have health regen. I know a lot of people do. I'm just wondering if it's actually good. Like, just because people use something doesn't actually mean it's good. Although I should assume that they know what they're doing better than I do. That's definitely the case. Okay, can I take... Oh, shit. Nope. He's already robbed for that one. It doesn't really matter that much. I've actually got plenty of wood from my other treasures, so I got 120 with a lot less. Hopefully those hunts will move over to here. I don't think they will, but they never seem to move. I don't know. Let's see here. I need to move 3 more. Okay. So I don't really want to go like cavalry first. That's not what you do in Spain. But what I have to be prepared for is fighting age 2 versus age 3. Because that's kind of how this goes. Like, they can get up to age 3 really, really fast because of their shipment bonuses. And they have a lot of incentive to go up really fast. And then they just rush by bringing in some like cavalry or cannons like way before you can get like anti-cannons. And it's like, this is really painful. But that's kind of how the fight goes against Spain. They also might have like watched Ozzy Drongo, in which case they're probably going to try and like add some sort of weird cheeky outpost somewhere bullshit and then rush that towards me some unexpected time. Still need to get like my first set of Ashigaru up, so I can't really abandon that. Just get you back. Let's get you set up there. Okay, 7's fine. One advantage I should have is like Japan's eco gets better just because they spend all their cards on things that are not eco. I'm still gonna do this first. Just to counteract like his 5 or his 8 pike shipment in case he wants to send that. Because quite often they will still send an 8 pike shipment. Dog's going to get killed by a tower. He tries to stick around there. Nice. Always make sure to kill your opponent's dog. It's a real power move. And then he'll John Wick you. So, I mean, you know, it's negative to that. But positives and negatives. You gotta take the positives with the negatives. And John Wick wasn't Spanish, so, I mean, he'll probably be fine. Okay, I'm not expecting a rush here, but I said that last game and then I got rushed, so... Well, not rush yet, timing attack. But yeah, I should expect an age up pretty soon, so I'm going to go ahead and get a stable pretty soon. If we're getting that, we need to switch over to that. This will also help since it'll let me sort of keep scouting while I'm doing this. Okay, that instantly boosts me to having a lot of people on gold, which is fine. Still working that. Actually, there's some down here. Just gonna build a couple calves so I can sort of scout around and see what's going on, which is always a good idea. And we'll finally get our market up. Sort of here to gum up and block like flankers and stuff like that, but I don't usually worry about that too much with Sane. Yeah, there's the Fortress Age. Expecting Falconets to come in like pretty soon, so 5 cav is going to be our key victory here. It's going to have a bunch of other random stuff along with it too. I kind of want to get the crossbows. In this case. And I kind of want to sort of see where he is. It's just a crate of monkeys over there. Okay, so we've got enough to fend off an attack if he does one. But I think he's actually just going for like weird things like fast industrial or something like that now. So we're just going to go see if we can scout it out and do something about it. Alright, where's his Vild? Okay, he's still hunting behind his town center. Oh, here they are. Gonna have to do this. Okay. Didn't time that right. Yeah, no. He defended his cannons really well there. Numbers on the top are like score, but they're not accurate. It's basically an estimation of like how much forces you've got or whatever, and how much like population, how much like resources. It's not really anything that I can really figure out what exactly it means. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what those numbers exactly mean there. Yeah. I think what I probably want to do in those sort of circumstances against that kind of composition is like, if I'm up against Spain, I could probably like rush, I don't know. Japan's like rush is super weak, and that's why people like can get away with that kind of play. The fact that they never have to worry about getting like super rushed down by like Japan is a problem for Japan, because it lets everyone else sort of dictate how the game's going to go. We'll put that there. Oh, I don't need a chop. Okay. Like I said, though, I haven't played this like most of the week. I've been playing Europa Universalis, so it's a little bit rough. Okay, what's up here? Ooh, very, very good. Okay, don't have very many natural berry bushes here, but that's fine. Is that another wood? No, cookbook. The Russians are good at rushing, which is like one of the weird things. They're one of the only factions in the game where you're guaranteed to want to go for a unconventional start, because you have to basically start stable against them. Russians get like this sort of weird, this weird kind of skirmisher instead of standard skirmisher, which they get like in blocks of 8 for practically nothing. They're virtually free, like they're super super cheap. Interesting. Yeah, so like way Russians. Oh, he didn't realize that he loaded. I've done this a lot of times actually, where it's just like I didn't realize this isn't a game. Okay, but yeah, like under instead of the standard like units, Russians build their units in these sort of blocks at a slight discount. So you can't build like one musketeer until you get fortresses. You can build 5 musketeers, but they cost a little bit less as sort of compensation for that. And similar with like if you want to build skirmishers as Russia, you get them in blocks of 8. You can't build just one skirmisher, but they're really really cheap. So what a lot of Russian players are capable of doing is like getting out these huge waves of attacks really really early of the Streltsky, which are their sort of Rush infantry. And those things are like super super weak. Like one of them is worth like quarter of a regular unit, but you can get so many of them so quickly that it just overwhelms people really really fast. The problem is that like cavalry can basically one shot them. They do basically 0 damage to cavalry. So if you build the stable first, then they have to build musketeers, which cost closer to what a normal musketeer costs. And they're a lot less good at rushing once they've done that. If they mix in musketeers and Streltsky, then they can kind of do okay. But even then, you just use your down center, target and kill all the musketeers, and then he does nothing. Like you could kill basically unlimited Streltsky with like 3 Nagata cavalry or any other kind of cavalry. It's kind of weird. Because of that, some people start off with a musket rush, but the musket rush is not any better really than most other factions. The way you beat them if they're doing a musket rush is you still build cavalry just in case, because they can switch. And then you ship 2 groups of 5 Ashigaru, and you just body block the bullets with the cavalry. So your cavalry's got like 300 hit points and 30% range resistance, which means they can soak a lot of bullets. Muskets don't have a range multiplier against cavalry unless you're playing against Sweden. In which case they do basically no damage to your cavalry when they're using their guns. They only get their huge multipliers and counter cavalry when they're in melee mode. So if you just dance in front of them like over and over again, they don't do anything. And then your like 10 musketeers can kill like 20 Russian musketeers just because they're not yours are not dying, his are. Yeah, I kind of think it's weird though because like I feel like it's almost just a pun or a meme. But Russia in this time period was actually known for having a fairly professional army, and not for having a super gigantic one. Like this game sort of ends at the era of like the Crimean War, and the problem that Russia had during the Crimea War was that they just did not have the sort of numbers they needed to sustain that kind of war, and they were fighting against England. You would think that like England would have like way less troops, but that wasn't how it worked out. I'm screwed. Lakota is a really bad matchup for Japan. I've been trying like to rack my brain around this matchup. It's just a bad matchup for Japan. That's all there really is to it. Like different civs have different matchups against one another. This is one of the few where it's just like, yeah, you're just right screwed here. Oops. I don't know, maybe if I built like a bunch of Concha Yamabushi, that would be useful, or some shit. He's fighting a polar bear already. I like how you can just fight a polar bear and it does no damage to his dude. Like that, take that fight with anyone else and it's like you lose half your health. Just realized I almost left the entire thing there. Lakota are a faction I really dislike playing against. They're just not very fun. Because they're designed entirely to take all 100% of the map control and there's nothing you can do to stop them from doing it. It's like, I'm just going to try and attack them. It's like, oh, well, they've got like stronger units than you do, so good luck with that. They gave them like a whole bunch of bonuses as compensation for the fact they can't build walls and they can't build like late game siege units, but that means they're super dominant early game, which is kind of the opposite of when Japan's good. Also, they're really good at hard countering heavy infantry, like way more so than any other faction. And Japan is very, very Ashigaru reliant. So it's just like a really miserable matchup for me. Like if you're playing as some other faction, if you're playing as like India, I think you would actually do really well. I have not played that. It looks actually pretty interesting. I have seen it, but I have not played it. If I'm lucky, he's gone up north where there's like really dangerous hunts and then died, but I doubt that I'm that lucky. Let's see here. What's actually likely is that he's got like full scout information of all this stuff here. Yeah. He's just gonna show up whenever. Oh, great. That was a bad time for me to get a Divine Strike. Yeah, I hate playing against this bullshit. Like, they've got the only mounted Explorer, which makes him way, way faster, so he can just easily steal all your shit. He's gotten 120 food off or something. Like, the fact that this guy is still that healthy after taking all these camps is, like, really offensive to me. He might have taken, like, improved, I don't think he did, though. This is where you have to be, like, a little bit more on top of your game for getting treasures than you normally would be. It's normally, like, yeah. Okay. Might even have to build like a house down here or something. wonder if I built Samurai, if that could actually do anything. I get the feeling like it can't. Okay. Okay. So what he's going to do is he's going to come in real quick with like 3 cav. And I'm going to have to defend against it. And if I don't have enough defenses, he's going to come in with another follow-up after that of like 8 cav. So I do have to get like some stuff here to defend with. Building in very, very tight against this. It's just... there's the real possibility that I get screwed over by an early raid or something like that. Feels from timing like he's not going super aggressive with that though. I've tried walling in against these guys, that just never works actually either. A lot of the time when you try to wall in against these guys, they've actually got a raid in your village like before you aged up a lot of the time. So this feels like he's slow, if that's what he's going for. Which he just might not be. There it is. So 150. I don't think he's got the upgrade. Nope. Crikey. Alright. So I'm not seeing raids coming in. I'm going to try and fortress up. If I can. Alright, taking out a decent chunk of his health there. Okay. The other thing we're going to want to build here is a market pretty quick. But next shipment is going to be gold. We're going to use it to age up with. Probably blocking my own retreat paths more than I am his attack routes. Alright, we've got enough gold, technically speaking, actually. Let's just focus everything on food. Or not everything, but a lot of this. Because I'll spend some gold on upgrades anyway as well. I need to keep building troops. I can't afford to go without... I didn't see a bunch of elite Kino rifles though, or not elite, but I didn't see a bunch of... Okay, these are all hand axe riders, right? Okay. Ship gold. Still mostly axe riders. That's fine. I'm going to actually build a couple houses like in seemingly bad spots here. And the reason we're doing this is simply because I don't want to get housed. So this is where like population matters just as much as other parts of this. Once we age up, we're going to start producing a large amount of Yabusame. Yeah, those houses are done for. That's fine. This is what I was saying, like we want to avoid getting housed. Like he has the ability to sort of like just drive us off of all that. For this. I have to kind of put it in a weird spot there I don't like. All right. So we need to transition our economy hard onto gold, I think. Fortunately, we've got a couple gold mines here. They're pretty easy to get to. Okay, let's town bill here. Since what we're doing here is we're actually holding to hope out, hoping to hold out until the age up. Because these are fairly expensive units he's using, so we got some advantage out of this. Okay, and I need Neo Rush. It's the most annoying shit. Ah, crap. Okay, either way, let's start getting these guys. So why are these guys important? Well, they counter like all cavalry, except for their cavalry archers. He's going to be able to get some pretty scary stuff later on, but that's fine. So this combination is what we're going to sort of be relying on here. They are also fairly like food, they're not very food intensive, so I can mix them with other units that are pretty good, but okay. He's also Fortress Age. Because why wouldn't he be? Just need to get the first one started here. Can't I? There we go. Did they boost the price for these guys? They're definitely not worth 110. It's just the only option I've got here. They were originally only like 200 total resources. They're 50 and 100. Okay, I think I'm going a little bit too hard on gold here. All things considered. Okay. We can't afford to run out of gold is like the main thing about that. He's just got too much stuff. I can't beat this much stuff. Actually taking down a lot of his stuff here. Kind of need more vills here, which is weird. I actually killed enough of the stuff that he's had to go away for a little bit, which is nice. Now I need to go back hard on gold again, which is not nice. Oh, shit. There's a lot of resources I'm missing here. Now let's do this. Red Alert 3 is a good game. Yeah, I definitely like Red Alert 3. It's never very good at it, though. It's kind of ridiculous that they make these guys so freaking expensive and so bad. Because they have one of the worst they have one of the worst attacks in the game. It's one of the lowest of the type. Okay. God, I hate this. Okay. I don't know why he's targeting that building. That's the wrong building. Like, I'm not building anything out there. He's not taking any damage from that. That's disgusting. My units are going to pop out on top of these guys. Alright, that's it. Can't do anything from there. That's sort of the thing, though. Like, their economy doesn't suffer for having those really powerful units. I don't get it. It's just... they get really, really, really strong units that are hard to counter because they're powerful against... oh, those aren't Mongols. Those are the Lakota. But yeah, like... the problem is that they've given them a really, really powerful ranged cavalry unit that counters cavalry counters. Well, they're not actually good at conquering stuff, because if you actually had them fighting something that's an established colony in this game, they actually really, really suck, unless you're cheating using certain things. What they're good at is like beating up colonies that haven't established anything yet. Like, they're building up their town center and then you go in and destroy them. Like, that's what they're good at. And that is historically what they were good at. Like, they were a pretty formidable group. But, like, what really is weird to me is that they have got the game's strongest Dragoon type units, mounted cavalry gunner. And the reason that theirs is so much stronger than everyone else's is because they've got the ability to deal damage against heavy infantry, which is the counter to cavalry, so you can't counter them. You can counter them with theoretically skirmishers, but you can't build skirmishers against Lakota because they build all cavalry. So you end up in this sort of situation where like your only way to counter them, you're only allowed to counter them with something that immediately gets wrecked by them. Basically, is how that goes. All right, let's get you guys on that. I think like the only thing they need to do with them though is like for some reason they have stronger than normal economy cards. So if you're playing as Lakota, you get these ridiculously like powerful cavalry units, which I think is fine actually. Like I'm okay with that. But for some reason, instead of like a 1 villager card or age 1 villager card that gives you 3 villagers, they get an age 1 villager card that gives you 4, which is like the best in the game as far as I know. So like I don't know why they need a stronger than normal one, because like the standard one is 3. Like that's just what you normally get. And then they've also got like a card that gives them plus 25 food production, which is like really, really, really powerful. I don't even think they bother taking that though, in spite of the fact that that is so strong. Because I guess to a certain extent, like why would you bother? You can just build a unit and kill the person. But that is, I think, what's leading up to them having such like huge masses of units. Alright, Japan versus Japan mirror. Strangely enough, like this is one of the ones that I'm also just bad at, and it's not because like I don't know like the ins and outs of this matchup. It's just that like it's just one I don't practice very much. I don't play very much Japan versus Japan, and the way that plays out is kind of weird because it's all about who gets like more shrine presence. Whichever player sort of like gets more shrines and stuff like that's usually the winner. Stop that. Okay, let's build that. You can tell that thing was about to wake up there for a second. There's also some weird cheese bullshit that can happen in Japan versus Japan mirrors that is pretty rare, but it does sort of like teach me though, like I need to practice like my shrine booming a little bit better. All right, that. This many? No, one more. Like a lot of players will just like aggressively go all the way to the other side of the map and start doing shrine booming, but I think I got it. Yep. Run away. Just focusing on that, so I didn't focus on the right things there. I do play the Civilization games. I haven't played them in a little while now, but I'm not very good at Civilization, mostly because I'm not very patient. It's one of those situations where it's just like, yeah, I could play like smart and do the thing that I'm supposed to be doing here, or I could just like try to do it really fast without being able to actually do it successfully. I think this guy must have aged up on 13. So I'll have a pretty big eco edge compared to him, since I also got 2 wood treasures aging up. Well, I've had a total of 3 wood treasures, but going to do that. I'm going to go full crazy mode here. I'm not even sure if I really need to get a wood thing here. I'm going to, though. So the way this matchup works is both players sort of mash out an unlimited number of Ashigaru as they sort of build shrines everywhere. I think one of my shrines somehow is out of range of that. God damn it. Get ready to build another shrine up there. Ready to build another shrine down there. Keep booming. And what we're looking to do is get into that position where we can start building out of like 2 barracks. So we'll want to build our second barracks pretty soon as well. Yeah, I only play against the AI and Civ as well. Oh shit, they are. Oh well, you know what, we'll build it anyway. Just as I do that, they start going towards the stupid thing. Alright. Because the way this map is, I don't think there's actually a ton more hunts on the side of the map here, so... Okay. Don't need monkeys. I think I did a fairly decent job compared to normal here, just boosting up my ability to get shrines and stuff like that. Oh, there's more down here. Where's my next silver mines? They're up here. Okay. Okay, I wasn't expecting to have to build this, so we're gonna need a little bit more wood here. Okay, I'm gonna switch this to gold now. Okay, so, not sure if I can actually beat these. I can't remember. I think I should be able to in this age. You know what? Okay. So we're massing up now to go attack, because we should have enough that we can do that. Typically, like, whoever ages up in a Japan mirror loses, but... So yeah, we're sort of like building off of double racks now pretty effectively. I'm going to go ahead and grab that. So we can keep building off of double racks a little bit more. Probably want to get these things as well, so I'm going to switch to this for a little bit. I don't think we can have sustainable build off of 2 racks, but... No, I don't need you. I need you. Okay, it's just looks like he's looking for more boom. Okay, I'm just gonna go for their barracks right now. Don't think my attack's going to continue at this point in time, although I do have one advantage here. That is, I'm pretty sure I've got more eco than he does. Really wish I'd taken out that tower though. Okay, I need food again. I need that. That's a little bit suspicious, but okay. God damn it. Okay. Where the hell? Okay. Not liking where my silver mines are here. Alright, looks like we can take out some of his stuff here. God damn it. I think I got slightly more here. I don't think I do, actually. I think we're still a little bit ahead eco-wise, though. No, we won that. Holy crap. I don't think he's got the upgrade for Ashigaru attack yet. Okay. Okay. On their gold mine they're trying to mine from. I think this is too late to reinforce. I should just be retreating here. No, we got him. Okay. Could actually be building off of 3 here. Even though my opponent's going to definitely clean up there, like I don't have to worry about that at all. Wait, why have I got people chopping? Interesting. I did need that though, so. Okay, got our own daimyo. All right. I think we can take this out potentially. Okay. So, now we just sort of bulldoze over our opponents, hopefully. It's gone industrial. Something crazy is going to happen and he's going to have a massive comeback and I'm going to be real upset by that. Alright, let's see if we can steamroll. Okay, this is where he is. I think I already lost my friggin'... Oh no, here he is. Okay. Okay, backing off here. So, one of the things I want to do at this point in time is grab this, because apparently he's actually getting cav now, and archers. Oh shit, he's after me. Okay. It's gold that we're short on. I need a... The real question here isn't whether or not, like, he can, like, out-quality me. Like, obviously he can. It's whether or not he's got enough resources left in the tank, because I've been denying him resources pretty hard. No, he hasn't been able to afford the, like, upgrades into the next stage, so... Or some of the upgrades. Still getting resources from somebody where. Alright. Okay, let's see if I can do anything with this. Okay. All the way over there, huh? Yeah, this game is going weird. Just gonna teleport him out of there. Well, just have to commit. Okay, we'll grab that for no good reason. Not sure if that was worth it. Don't know why they have to reform these guys before they do their thing. Is this tower still alive? Jesus. All right. He killed all of those guys by himself? Wow, okay. I can push back again. Where's he getting his money from at this point in time? Must be getting it from over there. Oh shit. Okay, you know what? I guess we're aging up. Not for any really comprehensible reasons. What a weird game. Actually, one other thing I'm perplexed by is where is he getting his pop cap from? Don't know why I didn't get that one earlier. Okay. Okay. So we got no food right now. Let's switch to that. Withdraw with these guys. Okay. Let's actually get one of you guys to do this. How does this guy still have resources? Holy jeez. Oh man. So I don't see him having a ton of, he doesn't seem to have like a ton of farms or anything. Yeah, that's fine. Well, admittedly, it looks like he's starting to ramp down. Like, he doesn't have a ton of troops there, and I don't see him replacing them right now. Got like ninjas and crap at this point. Well, I've been building Basteros this entire time, so who knows. Let's get that. Okay. Oh shit. Well, you know what? That's probably fine. We're just gonna attack. Hell? Okay. I want to get out of there before those cannons wreak too much havoc. He still has like eco from somewhere, and it's driving me nuts that that's the case. All right. Okay, one of you guys needs this. We just use these guys exclusively for dealing with cannons. I might need even more here. Okay. All right, we got all that stupid stuff. Did lose all our cav in the process. If I did that, it might help. I see cannons in there, but they're the wrong kind of cannon. It's wasting a bunch of shots on my cavalry here too. So they're going after the Shogun, which is a waste, but it's not meant to be useful on its own. Okay, I'm getting kind of wrecked here, but get that. Okay. Yeah, this is kind of what I was waiting for here. Let's grab that. Rally the troops yet again. Yeah, whatever. Take him out, make sure he can't build any more stuff. It's such a weird game. I don't think I've literally ever played one that's quite like this. Need to make sure my cav is not otherwise predisposed. I need to make sure that they're ready to take out artillery. This should be it. Like, I think this should be it. Right? Like, we finally killed enough of his bullshit. This will be all of his vills too, so. Yeah, so this is where like things get cleaned up a little bit here because this is a lot of vills to lose. Jesus. Yeah, this is a very long match. This was how until you unlock carrier ships. It really depends on how you're playing. I'm assuming you're still talking about endless space. If you're playing with like the Sophons or something like that, you often have to unlock them a little bit earlier, and you often will just because like they're really important. This is a real quantity versus quality kind of match here. That's Jesus. But yeah, like carriers are built if you need them. I usually don't build them at all if I'm playing a lot of the factions in endless space because a lot of factions don't need carriers. If you're playing as the Sophons, you do need them. If you're playing, there's a few other factions that would prefer getting them. Depending on the type of resources that you have access to, you'll get them earlier or later as well. There's some games where it's impossible to build them because you just don't have the resources in your territories to actually build carriers. And if that's the case, then you just never get carriers. When you get carriers as Japan, literally, like you can carry people with boats. Like you can actually use that as boat as anybody in Age of Empires 3, just because there's water maps. And you can actually just like pop people onto like I think you can even use a fishing boat, but you can get them like H1 or H2. There's a real cheesy thing to do with Japan in Age of Empires 3 where like if you're playing Amazonia where you're split by this big river, you just shuttle a shogun or a daimyo rather across the water really, really early. And a lot of players don't realize that there's like a person that's been building in the back of their base for like 10 minutes and then you suddenly come out with like a million Ashigaru and they've got like walls along their coastline and stuff like that. They haven't bothered building any troops because they didn't see like you trying to land any ships because you did it like at the very start of the game basically. It's a really funny strategy, but Amazonia is not in the map pool. Oh shit. Okay, well, the problem right now is like Sweden's kind of really powerful. It's not even like Lakota. It's just a bad matchup for Japan. It's not really. I think that Lakota are actually overpowered. They might be. I don't think they are though. But Sweden, on the other hand, is overpowered. I think a lot of people have said that Sweden's overpowered. It's because they can get like people complain about Japan's shrines. Imagine that, but like on crack. Like a shrine is worth kind of like half a villager, but a torp is worth about 2 villagers. This is how the math pans out, approximately. Oh, I've way overchopped. That's fine though. This matchup is one where I actually kind of need to have a decent amount of wood. If he's going to waste his time doing that, then I'm fine with that. I'm just going to bring it in. Yeah, water maps in this game are kind of interesting. There's not actually many in the natural pool, so you have to like do custom games. And since I play ranked ladder, I don't usually actually play on those, but I do like them. I played them a lot in the original Age of Empires 3. Losing all my freaking cows to. I want to get this guy over here so that I can try and steal this from this guy or take it from this guy. Good crack shot. Okay, well. Yeah, crack shot's just overpowered. That's fine though. Okay, how are we doing here? Huh, I've literally never seen that one before. Okay, interesting. Bear is pretty easy. Oops. Got distracted. Brain's just fried from that last match. Age up time doesn't matter tremendously here, but it does matter. No, you got it. Trying to do the thing you're supposed to do in that situation, which is delete it. Although admittedly Sweden would just build a house on top of it. Okay. Probably actually going to run out of wood here faster than I run out of coin on this map. This is going to be a real tough map to beat Sweden on now that I think about it, because there's so many coin mines. What they do is they just build like torps on top of like, they do this, right? So it's collecting from the blueberries and it's collecting from that thing. Which is why they collect faster, as fast as about 2.5 villagers, which is great. It's lovely. It's definitely something I can deal with. It's going to be kind of okay with just slow trickle stuff right now. So again, I'm not really worried about them rushing me. Like you can even see he's already got 4 torps compared to my 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 shrines. He's collecting about 5 times as much as I am from buildings. All right, switching you to wood. Where did I find a cow? Over here. I have heard some murmurings that Sweden might get nerfed. I'm not really sure they will. Okay. Okay. Don't know why I had so many goddamn gold there. Alright. I think I just forgot to switch it around. Alright, so what I kind of want to do is age up here. This is going to be pretty important for me. But I want to age up with a really strong economy, obviously. Alright, there's... I don't know if he was attacking with some stuff. Oh, Scout's so screwed. So what's happening here is like I need to get someone to go kill this fellow here, and maybe destroy those houses as well. Would be nice, but. I'm not even necessarily going to be able to burn down all of these. I'm just here to kill the villager, so I just need to see where she goes. So like north, she's heading here. Okay. Look at all these friggin' guys he's got already. He wants me to have to fight him H2 and stay in H2, I think. This villager just killed him. Alright, I think I might have to get some cavalry to actually do this. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to build cavalry to catch her. Also, I don't need this anymore. Let's switch that. Switch that. Actually, how full are you? Yeah, I still got enough. All right, well, let's see here. What we're kind of going to hope for here is that we can get to a position where we can get artillery, though, because that's kind of what actually works against Sweden. Oh, he's gone Fortress Age already. God damn it. Okay. The one plus side is at least these things cost a lot more than my things, but they're still kind of gross, right? I'm gonna try and find if there's a village over here. Right now I have to kind of be worried about cannons. I have to get that now. Huh, that's interesting. Okay. Could have had a much larger army at this point in time if I was paying attention. Kind of don't care about those guys. I got those things down in a good time. Jesus. Wish that would work more consistently. Alright. Now the problem I'm going to have is Caroleans are excellent at defending their cannons. Like, it's going to be really, really hard to get on top of their cannons. I have played Rise of Nations. It's pretty good, actually. Yeah, they're actually really nice. They gave me a free copy. Which, yeah, I felt kind of bad because, like, my computer couldn't run it very effectively. So I don't think it really demonstrated, like, what the game could be about. Because it's a good game. I actually really like that one. Okay, we're going to grab that. Yeah. Look how much stuff they can get while they're, like, aging up and doing other stuff. Like, I didn't spend my money very well here. But this is a ridiculous amount of Caroleans that are sort of free. Yeah, so that's going to be... Like, the problem is that these things are really, really powerful. I wish it would show the gather rate. Because, like, the gather rate for this is 1, whereas the gather rate for, like, my berry bush is 0.67. And the gather rate on this, once you've got the other thing, is worth, like, 0.75, whereas for a villager it's, like, 0.5, which is really annoying. And then if there's also a tree nearby, it also harvests from the tree. If there's a hunt nearby, it also harvests from the hunt. Like, it can harvest from, like, 5 things at the same time, I think. 4 things. I can't remember if it does blueberries, blackberries simultaneously. No one builds blackberries anyway. So realistically, it's going to usually do 2. Age of Empires 2 is not more balanced. It's got some really, really low tier civs in Age of Empires 2, and it's got some really high tier ones as well. It's just that Sweden's new, and I think that because of that, they've been getting pretty consistently patched. They've gotten balance hit in just about every iteration. Like, the first one actually, like, practically gutted them, but they were still considered, like, really, really powerful because they gutted the wrong thing. What they changed in the first major patch was a bunch of changes to their combat unit stats. The Carolean's still pretty powerful, but it's powerful in a way that's a bit abstract. It's got a range bonus versus cavalry and a melee bonus versus infantry, which means that you can counter it with hand infantry or hand cavalry in very, very small numbers, like 5 cavalry versus 5 Caroleans. The cavalry easily win. But they gave, instead of a multiplier, they gave them 19 damage for their melee attack, whereas, like, a standard musketeer's got 13. So you can't counter them with hand infantry. You can't counter them with cavalry once you get to larger numbers. You can only counter them with skirmishers and artillery. The problem with that is that like, they don't really have to care about that usually, because they'll kill you before you can get a lot of artillery, because artillery is really, really expensive. You need, like, 10 artillery to, like, deal with them consistently. But what they changed is, it used to be that the Caroleans, you could switch them to melee mode, and they would gain plus, like, 2 to their speed or plus 1 to their speed or whatever. So they just run across the map really, really quickly, and they switch them back to range mode. Or if you got into a bad fight, you switch them to melee mode and run away. So they gutted that. They, like, changed it so that they can only run away for 8 seconds, or run towards you for 8 seconds. It locks them into melee mode, so you can't switch them back out. And yeah, it just turns them into melee infantry that's really fast for 8 seconds, which is still really, really powerful given their stats overall. And they're still a little bit unbalanced in terms of their stats, just because, like, there's no good ways to counter them. What you'll often see is, like, people take a lot of skirmishers against them, and they just use their melee charge, and then they kill the skirmishers in melee because they've got such ridiculously high melee stats. So it's better than it used to be, but it's definitely still, like, Sweden's really, really strong. Also, like, really nerfed cancer houses for like Inca because they were new. Although Inca is probably actually in a pretty good space now that they've done that. They need to do the same thing for Sweden. Like they changed the ironwork so that instead of doing 150% bonus, it's like 125. But I mean, if you compare like the torps bonus of 125% bonus to gather rate compared to like what I get, which is like a plus 33% bonus to gather rate, like it's a pretty stark difference. All right. So it is 2:15, so we are switching games. I was actually considering switching games earlier at 2, but I started a little bit late, so we're getting another one. So we are switching over, of course, to Lobotomy Corporation, which is a game that I'm like even worse at, but I can pause this one, so maybe I'll do okay now that since I'm still not doing too well in my head. But yeah, like the thing about Sweden is that they are getting balance patched. So like Age of Empires 2 is more balanced in its current state, I'd say, but it's had a lot longer. Although they're getting 2 new factions. They're getting a couple new factions. They might end up being stronger if they're really unbalanced or something like that. Not that I play a ton of Age of Empires 2, but there's a ton of tier lists where we'll talk about like the bottom tier stuff, and it's a pretty big difference between the bottom and top ones. And it's the same as Age of Empires 3. Like, there's good matchups and there's bad matchups in it. Like, if you're playing as somebody that really relies on like their archers and has relatively weak defense, if the enemy's got really powerful cavalry, then they can end up in trouble. Or if they rely heavily on their archers and they're up against like Teutonic Knights or something, or the Goths, if you're up against Goths with that, it can be really rough. Although Britain's got the tools to beat the Goths, I think that's still actually a Goth favored matchup, for example, even though the Goths are not like super overpowered. What? Oh, no, here we go. Yeah, I never actually played very much Age of Empires 2. There's a bunch of weird things that happen in Age of Empires 2, like the fact that you can dodge stuff like really bothers me in that sort of game because it makes it much more micro-intensive in a way that I think is not necessarily positive. So for those of you who were watching me playing this last week, we've got this abnormality here, which is basically a box that sits in a room here. And I found out through like hours of trial and error. Yeah, this game is confusing as hell. So let's start the day. I've got this asshole in my whatever, and like I've been trying everything to figure out how to get this to work. And what I eventually found out after, like I had someone working in there while I was looking over at You Must Be Happy. So what ended up happening was I got a couple of successes, and then my employee died. So I looked over, my employee died, and realized I'd had a couple successes. I found out that with this stupid asshole, if you're not looking at him, you can succeed. If you are looking at him, you're guaranteed to fail. And his Clip-Off Meltdown goes. So all I have to do to succeed at this is not look at him, and I'll be okay, probably. The main problem here is that, of course, I need to go over here to You Must Be Happy, go to our safety team, find someone who is not that expendable, but somewhat expendable. Okay, you... All right, we're sending you. So what we're going to do is buff Maxwell's stats like as much as I possibly can through You Must Be Happy. And once they're as high as possible, we're going to send them in there. We're not going to look at what's happening, because if I do that, it's automatic guaranteed failure, which is bullshit. How are you supposed to figure that out? It took me literally hours, and it was garbage. Like, this is easy to figure out what the hell's going on. I don't know. So let's got up to 2-2. I'm gonna have you use this again. I'll let you out of the building first, but I want to get at least like 3s. Okay. Still 2s. I know I can use this a total of 5 times, so... Still 2s. Huh. Well, I'm not 100% convinced that this is going to be enough stats to survive this, but we're going to give it a try. I have to send someone to go visit the old lady. I'm just going to send... Let's just send Yunho over there, talk to the old lady. Actually, that's the wrong... I'm supposed to do attachment. Alright. So I'm just going to let that play out quickly. We're going to get a bunch of stuff towards this and this. Yeah, this game's interesting because, like, it's so hard to get some of the information on some of the stuff here without your people just all dying. And then, like, something weird happens and you have to reset the day and so on and so forth, but, you know. Old ladies be good at giving me boxes without, like, causing any real problems in the facility either, so I don't actually mind using that. Okay. If I recall correctly, what we want to do here, I don't remember, actually. I don't think it really matters that much because I'm probably going to have reset. Okay, so we've got our screen very thoroughly panned away from that thing. And we're just going to like let whatever's happening happen. I can't see her health from here either. So that's lovely. They might be dead. They might die here. On the plus side, we can now see like approximately how much we succeeded. Oh, alright, let's retry the day. It's only at like medium failure though, so... Could also be that I could succeed that just by having them go in there. You know, what I want to do actually is probably get their work success rate up a little bit here, so I'm going to actually increase their temperance by 1. I'm also going to increase their fortitude by 1 so that they can survive being there for a little bit longer. So I want to see what their new stats are. We've got 36 max HP, 38 work success. Then we can increase that again using that other stuff there. So let's give this a shot. This might be enough. I could also just send someone from the control team that's more experienced in there. Alright, sacrificial lamb, get into the you must be happy machine. I think actually what I have to do is get the bonus as high as possible in a single go. I don't think I can actually stack it. Although I know I can correct a bad go. This is probably like one of the most confusing games I own, honestly. Okay, how have we got here? Okay, so that's probably better. Honestly, what I might just have to do is, I'm going to try repression. What I might have to do is send someone from just a better team, which might honestly be the best choice here. They've got like an extra 15 hit points compared to last time, so they'll last longer in there. And their work success rate's about 15% higher as well, so... This is actually a game I highly recommend like looking into if you can't play it for whatever reason because it's like too complicated or whatever. I highly recommend still like just looking up the stuff in the Wikipedia article because I'm imagining they've just copy pasted all of the in-game texts because like there's really interesting stuff from each of these little things here. Okay, the fact that I see I got 15 boxes is good, I guess. Are we done that? She finished, and she's alive. Hooray! Oh, and we succeeded most of them, too. Holy shit. Okay, that was repression that we did. I'm just going to figure out, like, what the safe ones are here. That's common and high at later. Low, okay. Very low. All right, so this thing we now know we do want repression and not insight. Okay, so if we wait a little bit, she'll go back up to full health again. So we can go repression. We can go over here, check on the old lady. How are you doing, old lady? I might as well do this while we're at it. Like, literally nothing bad can happen when you send someone into the old lady except for some terrible psychological damage, but such is life. Alright, so this will get our clip off to 4 out of I think 6. Hopefully we have a meltdown somewhere pleasant, I guess. One of the other things I found out as I was fiddling around with that stupid box thing is that it actually does not it doesn't actually deal damage if you're not looking at it while people are fighting it as well, because I figured that might be the case. So I tried that out and it does actually work. I can also use attachment, although attachment looks worse. Son of a bitch game. Oh, that's such a dick move. Alright. It's like, it's the first thing it tells you about this. It's like, well, you have to succeed a bunch before it... Yeah, whatever. Alright, fine. Thanks, game. Alright, are you full health again? Looks like it. Okay. Back up to +3, the old lady. Before the ordeal, I need to have a bunch of people go into You Must Be Happy, and then I have to help the old lady a bunch of times to keep her from going nuts before the clip-off meltdown happens. All this is like just complete like gobbledygook, I'm imagining, to a lot of people, but that's sort of how this game works. It's a lot of weird technical jargon that doesn't make any sense. But if I send everyone in here, then they'll be super buffed up for when the ordeal happens, and then when I get invaded by clowns or some shit, I can kill them all. And it's very important that you have a team of people who are super buff so you can kill the clowns. Alright, we're up to 55. Let's learn some more. Oh, that didn't go as well. Alright. Drill guidelines 2. When the containment unit was in view for 5 seconds or longer during where the clip-off counter lowered. Yeah, I knew that this thing's clip-off counter was lowering when I was watching it, but I didn't know how long I had. Let's see here. Ego gift. Hand thing. That's creepy. 005 or 005 76 p.m. completely stationary when it was out of the manager's view. Please take this into account when pressing. I actually found that out as well. If you clip off meltdown it and it gets out, you can just literally let it rampage around until it's about to get hit by everybody and just stop looking at it and you'll be fine, which is really weird. Alright, the first thing is going to be a meltdown. I have to figure out the timing of this. I need to start sending people into the You Must Be Happy machine. And then I have to send them over to the old lady. Having the old lady is like a great way to screw yourself over of like time efficiency, because you have to constantly keep babysitting her. And You Must Be Happy is a great way to screw yourself at time because you can't do this while fast forwarding. Or I highly recommend you don't do this while fast forwarding. Okay, so now we need to send you over to the old lady. I didn't get your stats above 100, did I? Temperance might be. Okay, gain more than 200 points. Okay, we haven't gained more than 200 points at all, so that's fine. And I'm not even at a total of 200, so that's fine. I think that's just for people who like leave that running for a half hour and click the button and hope that they 50-50 it. Because I think at a certain point there's no way you're getting it through skill. Throttle your computer's CPU so it goes like 1 frame at a time or something like that, I guess. Alright, so as you sort of do this, you get more like from the backstory of this sort of stuff here. I don't know the name until I get the basic information here, but mechanical abnormality capable of walking on its own. Someone's persistent gaze can be felt from the keyhole inside the machine. It blinks, but never closes. The purpose of the eye or what it is observing is unknown. After several experiments, it has been discovered that when one or more employees stare at the abnormality, the condition becomes far worse. So this is actually information, like I only start with the top line here, so if you're wondering if I could have used this to figure out how it works, no, the answer is no, I could not. Alright, so next up is Loki. Get on in there. At a certain point in time, like after our first meltdown, I'm going to actually just ignore the old lady. Because that's sort of how you do that. Because if she has that malady up and there's no meltdown happening, then it doesn't matter. You just clear out the gunk after a couple roots or whatever. Actually, I could just clear out the gunk before the meltdown. Doesn't really matter. All right, and yet again, forget actually what the most efficient way to lower her clip-off meltdown meter is. I don't think they actually mention here how to increase our clip-off meter, which is interesting. Oh, did I accidentally hit cancel? I think I accidentally canceled that. Shoot. Oh man, we've got a couple things that are kind of like frightening in my office here that I'm a little bit worried about, but I also have to get like information team over. They don't die if you land on no, but they get a huge debuff instead of a buff, and it's actually can potentially be quite crippling. So what will happen is you'll go in there, you'll get a gigantic debuff, the clowns will spawn, and then the clowns will murder your debuffed employees. More realistically, you'll just hide that employee like a coward, but you know, same thing. But yeah, like the negative result won't kill your employees. Although if they go down below 0, they might. Like maximum HP goes below 0, that might kill them. Okay, we got one more of these to go. Old lady's still not perfectly happy. I kind of want to get the information team a little bit of buffs, although information team's already pretty big. I feel like we send in... I kind of want to send in the people who are most likely to like die or go insane. That feels like that'll be most useful. And then after this, I send in someone to go talk to the old lady. A problem will pop in one of these containment chambers. And then we'll have to deal with it, and hopefully it's in the cross with the skull in it or something like that, because that's always slightly less unpleasant than other things. The other meltdowns can be a lot less friendly. There we go. All right. Cycling through these is like probably the slowest way to play this game, and is probably not very efficient or good. But it is how I play this game. Which is probably, it is what it is, I guess, or something. Okay. So let's figure out where our meltdown's going to be. All right. It is in You Must Be Happy. I didn't even think that could melt down. All right. Well, it doesn't do anything if it melts down. It's interesting. All right, we got an ordeal. It's purple. Those colors apparently mean something. I don't know what they mean, but whatever. So at this point in time, we're just going to ignore the old lady. It's raining in the middle of winter. I mean, that's fun. Oops, shit. Okay, so I have to undo that. Can go in here a maximum of 5 times. Okay, there. They look okay. And yeah, like I said, we're ignoring the old lady right now. Okay, so repression. Careful not to look. Who else needs to go in there? Shad hasn't gone in there. This is a great thing because it lets you like look at something while that other thing's doing its business. I mean, maybe maybe all the rain will like wash away the ice and it won't refreeze because it'll just be like a warm front for a year or something like that. I don't know. Now, if you're where the polar vortex is meant to hit, then that's a different story. But you know, just gonna go with a minor buff there. That looks done. Ooh, that did not go well. Alright, still alive though, so let's grab the basic. Ooh, that is. Alright, it's called Schadenfreude. Interesting. Apparently what you can get out of this is an ego suit called Gaze. It's apparently pretty okay. It's very weak against pale damage, which I guess that's... I don't know what that really means, but... the escape information I don't really need because I already know what it does when it escapes. Okay, experiment D002. An employee was sent in after covering their eyes with a thick cloth. Cloth must be made from a fine opaque material. Tests must be conducted to ensure the cloth completely blocks their vision. So this is like the opposite of that SCP that you have to look at. That's a rip-off of that Doctor Who monster. The cloth must be made from fine opaque material. Tests must be conducted to ensure the cloth completely blocks their vision. After entering the abnormality's containment unit, they face the direction of the abnormality for 10 seconds. No reaction. How they came to that conclusion of something happening is interesting. Similar to experiment E002, an employee was sent in with their eyes covered. The cloth was identical to the one used in E002 that allowed the employee to discern some forms. After entering the containment unit of the abnormality, it faced towards the abnormality for 10 seconds. After 5 seconds, it aggressively approached the employee. Experiment halted. This time, a blind employee was sent in without any covering. The employee faced the abnormality for more than 30 seconds with no reaction. Please dispose of the subject using D004 immediately. That's friendly. Jesus. Alright, well, whatever. 104 out of 100 whatever boxes. Okay, Griffin, you need to use this. And at this point, I can just speedball all my employees through there because the old lady's got her is being grumpy anyway, so who cares. We'll hit Dawn, get attacked by clowns, and the clowns will not do anything because the clowns will get murdered by us and we won't have a clip-off meltdown. It'll be great. It'll be fine. It's not like that day I had to get 8 clip-off meltdowns for experimental science because the game's a dick. Okay. Pretty sure that was everyone in the control team that's used it now. Let's get Justin in there. I may as well honestly send another person to do this. You're full health, right? Yeah. If I just randomly get murked one of these times, I'm going to be real irate about that. They look super unhappy about doing all this. Why is the old lady's room... The old lady's room's covered in that black goop because I didn't pay enough attention to her, so now she's lonely, and that's her miasma of depression. It'll stick to whoever goes in there, and then she'll be fine, but it doesn't matter unless you go in there. Like, she gets jealous of you using this machine. I think that's a little bit too much. They should let you do some things without that happening. Have you been in there yet? I don't think you've been in there yet. All right, looks like that succeeded. I don't like that eye. I don't like that eye one bit. How much damage did what's her name take? Just gonna click this to figure out some numbers here. She's going down to about half health with that, so she'd have to fail an awful lot before it actually killed her, but still a little bit disconcerting. I don't even know if I'm actually going to have to suppress an ordeal today. I might meet my quota without it. There's no point in being optimistic about that, though. Okay. So there's just 2 more employees that need to use this. I might as well go back into Schadenfreude. Wonder if I've got anybody on any team that's got like a high chance of success. I could actually send Hyun Hode over there and get a higher chance of success. That'd be interesting. Gonna do this though. Just get experience in the department, get a department head that's capable and competent. So I've got a lot of people who are sort of newbies in this company here. I should actually be using more people to just do fairly easy jobs so that they get some experience as well anyway. I don't know. I can't remember if I actually sent someone into that other thing, and I can't look to see if I did or not. Yeah, she's working. Okay. Her health is at 13. Oh, that's not good. Okay, so she made it out alive, but I get the feeling like that was a mediocre result. Almost died. Cool. Great. Fantastic. Let's find out the escape information here. This is the ego weapon is gaze. It's a red swirly thing here. I don't know. Not entirely sure if these are good numbers or not. I have honestly no idea. Alright, so that's, I think, everything. No, when training employees who have never worked with this abnormality before, it goes without saying, but please make sure to tell them not to look at the abnormality directly. If someone raises doubts about this, tell them that what happened to employee Yumi, who didn't follow the instructions and stared directly at the abnormality. Employee Yumi can no longer be in charge of this abnormality. She claims that she is under constant surveillance, but this is a preposterous accusation, and we believe that she has severe delusional disorder. Most of what she says is nonsense, but to put it simply, she claims that someone keeps watching her, whether she's eating or going to the restroom. Also, whenever she sees something like a keyhole or a crack between the door, she will become hysterical and try to seal a hole that she sees. However, what's more aggravating is that her mental corruption levels read normal, which makes it difficult for us to dispose of her by the system. Please replace her soon. Oh, the request we made before was resolved. Employee Yumi was found in her room. She covered all holes in her room with duct tape included in it. She even stabbed her eyes out with a pen. The delusional disorder seems to have been resolved as well. She's not muttering nonsense anymore. However, I have to wonder why you would want to send a blind employee to the containment unit again. I don't know what happened, what experiment D004 is about, but I don't think it will do much good. Oh, so, yeah, that's friendly. I think this is why that was happening. All right, fantastic, lovely. This is a great workplace with people who respect you and your boundaries or something. These workers need to unionize or something like that. All right. Yeah, this is what makes this game great, is like these little stories that you read about each of the like SCPs that you have in the office place. Let's see here. All I have to do is get it without a bad result. I haven't had a bad result yet. Okay, that's everybody boosted. So has me a little bit worried. If someone dies, I kind of have to reset the day, which really sucks. Okay, you're nowhere near full health yet. I mean, I could actually start doing other things instead of talking to this thing for a little while, but honestly, like, doing this so I can... oh, that's interesting. Yeah, doing this so I can get rid of this guy would be a good idea, but One thing that I'm realizing is I have to suppress this at some point, right? Like, I wonder if I should deliberately get him to, like, rampage and then just not look at him so that my employees eventually murder him. I wonder if I need a sacrificial employee for that, or if I could get someone who's tough enough to survive that for a little bit. Well, either way, let's check the lady facing the wall. I've got to get one more suit out of this. I could just do one attachment work with her. As long as you don't do 2 in a day, it's fine. It's also this cherry tree, which has some problems if I go in there more than once a day. I could go in there with somebody, although I think I can... No, I need 30. The fairies, I think I've already bought most of their stuff. I guess I could send someone to work with them for a little bit. These guys provide, like, no problems whatsoever, though, realistically, and I also don't want their stuff that badly. Yeah, lady facing the wall is an interesting one. You just have to go in there without... if you only go in there once a day, it's perfectly safe to just do something reckless and stupid, I think. Unless your employee does there's a small chance if they've got a specific stat set that they do something that causes problems. I need 25 boxes, so I'll have to just do that another day as well. So that's all fine. Yeah, I guess we'll do this. I think it's instincts. Send hard to deal with that. Okay. You got full health again yet? Ooh boy. I really actually want to send, like, her over there because she's more competent, but... Safety team away. Oh, we're about to get hit by clowns. I don't necessarily know if it's clowns. It could be a lot of different things, but... Let's check to see how we're doing, I guess. Still working, about half health. Done, okay. Technically a good result. This should be fine. I need 45 to manufacture that. I need 30 to manufacture this. These are expensive. Okay, we want to wait till we're full health before we get in a fight with a bunch of stuff, for obvious reasons. It's like no particularly good reason to get into a fight with a bunch of stuff. I'm going to send everybody down to this... Actually, no, I need you here to help with the health regeneration. But once we get everyone full health again, we send everybody down into here so that, like, I can send everybody after one problem at a time, I guess. That way we can just sort of, like, overwhelm and kill really quickly. I don't know. Seems like it's a good idea in my head. And that's where ideas come from, so obviously it's a good idea. Okay. And to trigger this all off here, let's just send someone to do... Cherry Blossom, maybe? Some more stuff I want to get out of Cherry Blossoms, I guess. Alright, now we'll get invaded by clowns or shit. Fruit of Understanding. Ah, blob monsters. Okay. Alright, team, get them. And random hallway employees that do whatever. I like how as I get more departments, I have to deal with more random shit. Looks like it's killed one of those people already. Cool. These random employees just are sort of like meat shields that as they get killed, cause more problems, because I think that actually feeds the grave of cherry blossom. Oh shit, you're losing. Oh my god, what the hell? Okay, mediocre result, that's fine. You need to recover sanity, but I need you to help kill blobs. How's everyone doing here? Everyone's fine. These things... I think we took a bunch of damage there, though. Yeah, it's sort of like an AoE pulse thing, it looks like. Cool, cool. All right. Where's everyone going at this point in time? Everyone back to your departments. Isn't there supposed to be a button that like sends everyone back to the departments? All right, so I can keep going here, and it's actually a good idea to keep going if you can. Yeah, like why is everyone going into this department? Oh, there's the button. Everyone get back to your damn departments. Okay, so yeah, it's a good idea for me to keep working, actually, and try and get, like, all the equipment and stuff like that, and all of the boxes I need for all this nonsense. I'm just going to send Haru again. I'll send... I'm hearing some sounds. It's a little bit disconcerting. I'm going to have 3 meltdowns soon, which is lovely. And you know what? I think we've got enough stuff for today. I don't know. Are these items, like, really good? I don't know. They look like they could be. Like this especially. But if I die, I have to restart the entire friggin' day. Yeah, I'm gonna call it a day. We've done some good work today. Okay. Got some level ups or something like that. Got a bunch of promotions. Sure. Yes. This game's weird. Ah, shit. Life is only granted to those who hold no fear of death. Unsurprisingly, not a single employee volunteered to retrieve the corpse of their cocooned colony. But nothing can compare to the music it makes when it eats a human. Okay, well, all these sound bad. All these sound really bad. What do you think of Sephiroth? Don't you find him somewhat lacking in certain ways? You have the liberty to disregard whatever they may say. However, please be kind to them. This is the burden we must bear if we want to advance the department, so to speak. I've never had any serious discussion with them. They seem to be uncomfortable conversing with me, most likely due to the fact that I'm a superior being. Sure. Even if they are secretly jealous of my superiority, there is nothing they can do to change that. After all, I'm the most advanced AI in this company. It seems Netzat has yet to show up. And why did the meeting room have to be so far away? This place is weird looking. You already know my name, right? Got anything else to say? Can we talk later then? Don't really want to be bothered right now. You look a little dumbfounded. You know, this is the kind of place where we preach how we're so honored to have you as our manager and whatever. Well, not like you were expecting that anyway. That's right, I'll be level with you. I don't like my job. I really want to quit if I could. But I can't, can I? I'm here against my will. I don't know what grand ambition or aim compelled you to stand where you are. I don't care either. For me, I didn't even remember ending up at this place. You'd have to play the role I didn't even want to take. I never wanted to be responsible for keeping others alive. Whoever assigned me here, they were totally wrong giving me the job. I feel helpless. Employees die every day. There will be no one to remember them. No one to honor their sacrifice. Safety team is in charge of, well, the safety of the employees. Employee safety. You'll understand how hard it is to maintain that once you try firsthand. I kind of have, and I've gotten through a lot of days without a single death. Thank you very much. Up yours. Okay, so I could expand the safety team, or I can open up the training team. Opening the training team sounds fun, but yeah, let's do it. All right. Feels like a bad idea. Now I've got another friggin' department to work with here. All right. Let's see here. Core suppression conditions. What? Complete Malkuth's mission 4. Clear NetSec mission 3. Okay, this I just have to like get through a day without anyone dying. Easy, right? Like, yeah, like no one dies in this company. Like, although to be fair, no one's died so far. So I mean, good enough, I guess. Yeah. So you guys have this thing, whatever the hell this is. Johnson, you're getting like so many. I've got a lot of lobotomy points right now. Okay, so he's just going to have to carry the team, I guess, or something like that. Okay. I want to see what we've got here, but I'm not necessarily going to play through the day here or anything like that. We're not going to have to do anything for this for a while. Like, we won't have access to dusk ordeals for a while still. So let's see what we got. All right, what are you? Oh, it's a bunch of spiders. It's a room full of spiders. Fantastic. This doesn't look too dangerous. It's only got 4. These only cost 4, which means it's like less dangerous than that other thing. An abnormality that takes the form of a giant spider, guarding its domain in darkness. It's difficult to see the abnormality with bare eyes. Small spiderlings skitter around the floor. Okay. What we're going to do is just throw someone in here until we figure out what approximately this is. And we're just going to keep resetting the day until we figure out what's going on. That's how we sort of do this. Instinct seems to be working well. He seems to be doing a good job. Seems to be physical damage that he takes. Alright, so apparently that's only a mediocre one. But instinct's high, that one's low. We'll let him get healed up a bit first. Once he's healed up, we'll send him back in. I'm not really planning on completing this day here, but we might be able to. On the 190 success thing. Although, admittedly, if I wanted to really succeed this, I would send him to you must be happy or whatever first, so that he'd have the extra success chance. But I probably need to actually get like near perfect result to get. Okay. Oh, I can get a managerial guideline too. Employees with prudence level 1 squash the spiderlings. Huh. I'm glad I upgraded his prudence. That was just luck, honestly. Okay, I can also technically do attachment. It's higher chance of this working though. That weird squelching sound is just like so disturbing. I almost didn't level up his prudence either. That would have been irritating. Okay, what do I need to get good success here? Do I need to get perfect or something? When clearing the unit, do as part of insight work, bombardment was quickly turned into... Oh, don't do insight. Okay, cool. Cocoons produce PE boxes. Additional cocoons means greater number of produced PE boxes. What? This is very interesting. Okay, let's just keep doing this, I guess. I wonder why it doesn't like insight work. I get, well, the cleaning. It probably doesn't like you cleaning. I didn't necessarily think that was a part of insight work automatically. Ooh, this one's not going as well. I'm wondering if this is one where, like, oh, that is not a good face. There's no good result range. Why is that? Interesting. Okay. The weapon is this. That does not look... That looks, that looks intimidating. This looks like the thing from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. What's his name? Salem? Alright, fair enough. Let's look at the story. An abnormality that takes the form of a giant spider guarding its domain in darkness. It's difficult to see the abnormality with bare eyes. Small spiderlings skitter around the floor. Our proud employee Peter entered the abnormality's containment unit one day. When he shone a flashlight on the floor, small spiderlings skidded away from the light. When Peter squished one of the spiderlings by accident, a giant spider descended from the ceiling. Peter was dragged to the ceiling in only a moment. The cocoon employee hanging off the ceiling of the containment unit will be a healthy meal for the spider's offspring. Unsurprisingly, not a single employee volunteered to retrieve the corpse of their cocoon colleague. Great. Excerpt from the Animal Encyclopedia. A fact often overlooked by many is that victims trapped in the spider's cocoon are actually not dead. The prey is in fact slowly dying within. Their death is postponed so they be kept fresh for later consumption. A spider's poison contains a toxin that permanently damages the heart, eventually leading to death. Insects trapped in this pitch-black cocoon have no choice but to wait for their spiderlings to feed on them, feeling their heart beat slower and slower. Omitted. Excerpt from the head of the welfare department letter. We do appreciate your suggestion. However, our own research indicates that your concerns are unlikely to be true. Furthermore, it is proven that the presence of a cocoon in the containment unit increases the energy output. For these reasons, we will not implement a rescue procedure for employees who are caught by a spider bud, as it is against our interests. However, we will allocate more resources into researching the specimen in the future per your opinion. Please be advised that disrupting the atmosphere of our workplace by spreading unconfirmed rumors is against the code of conduct and may even be subject to penalties, including dismissal. Lobotomy always values the welfare and voices of its employees. So the welfare department, Lobotomy Corporation. Yeah, that's kind of bullshit, but great, fantastic. So now I just need to figure out what the escape conditions are so I can potentially cause it to escape and then kill it. Which reminds me, I still need to figure out a good safe way to kill that box. The hard part is not killing the box. The hard part is getting the box to leave its room without someone dying in the process, because I have to look at it for 10 seconds, causing 10 seconds of unmitigated failure. So that's good. I guess this doesn't give you the good result until you've fed it a couple dead people. Which is grim, I guess. Alright. So I'd imagine Johnson is going to end up being fairly... Oh, he's got the glasses for room that you earn, which is weird, but... Alright, let's get that escape information. It's escaping. Interesting. Oh, that suit looks weird. I don't know if I like that suit. That's snazzy, but I don't like it. Okay, so getting the weapons out of there would be really, really good. They look quite powerful. The old lady's freaking out. Technically speaking, I have to send someone to deal with the old lady right now, because if her room's the one with the clip-off meltdown, I don't want to have to deal with that problem. So I can send someone in there to clear up the gunk, cause a meltdown in where? The lady facing the wall. Okay. So like I said, you can do one attachment job with her. It's fine. She makes that weird breathing noise. It's not great. This potentially is a day that we can get through relatively safely. Like, the spider thing's actually not that bad, which is interesting. Okay, I should have enough to build the item out of this. Okay, so we got everything from there. Okay. Do I want to just keep powering through the day? Because I can. I kind of really want to unlock weapons for like Schadenfreude and for the other thing. Because the weapon for this looks pretty powerful. Although the weapon for the spider actually looked even more powerful. 7 to 9 normal speed. It's like it's a club, so obviously there's that. But actually, head of the welfare department. There's an eerie rumor spreading among employees. It's not out of the ordinary for a rumor or two to spread in a company like this, but it is interesting that a number of alleged witnesses seem to have multiplied. The rumor says the following. Whispers can be heard in the containment unit at night. It was the voice of Alex who went missing a few days ago. They say the voice wept in terror, asking it to be saved from the darkness. It's probably about people who are being fed to the spiders so that you can get more boxes out of it. I bet if I got someone to go in there and do something stupid so it got cocooned, I could get more boxes out of that one. Like, I bet that's the case. But at the same time, I kind of don't want to get more boxes out of it. I'd rather just not have employees die. Send you there. Let's go to training team, not training team, safety team. Max, while you're getting your stats buffed as much as I possibly can here. I think we're just going to go through the day. Like, this seems like one of those situations where I can actually just go through it and be fine. Oh, shit. That was potentially bad. All right. Looks good. I forget which is the good one here. It's repression. Okay, you're now at high chance of success, which I guess is like nice or whatever. There's no clip-off meltdown counter for this, which is interesting. Old lady, I don't have to care about the old lady right now, so that's fine. How much for this? 20 boxes. Huh. Alright, Johnson, keep at it. I'm going to try and cause this to happen. Yeah, I think I am. So that means I have to get all my employees buffed so that they can survive. I'm just going to start off with this. Can't look at anything right now, so I might as well. Could just move all of the departments like into that like corridor. Is that finished? Don't think the other one's done yet. Now the other one's done. Oh, wait. Twice. Okay, that I think that technically counts as me having gone in there twice, but all right. Loki, get in there. Old lady's freaking out, that's fine. I think those little clubs that we can get are probably more powerful from the spiders. I'm kind of amazed actually with the ominous message about the spiders that there's like, they're not very dangerous. Or at least they don't seem to me to be. I wonder if you can get an ordeal more than once. Okay. Yeah, I just want to get 3 of those clubs as soon as possible. 3 is the maximum you can get. Well, not as soon as possible. I don't want to kill someone just so I can get it. especially because my mission is end the day without anyone dying. Very, you're up next. Ooh, he's not doing a good job over there. It's probably fine though. Got 3 more. I'll let him heal up a bit first anyway. All right, Griffin, next. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to get the ordeal regardless, actually. I don't have enough boxes. You know what, this walk time is irritating me. Everyone get in there. Okay. There we go. Pretty sure Loki's already used it. You guys? Oh wait, this is the control team. That's why that's like that. Okay, Haru. I'm glad I got this thing fairly early on because it is super useful. So my people at naturally higher level, I probably need it less, but I think I still probably do need it. Some of the stuff in this game gets pretty ridiculous. Okay, so these guys are all done. Part of me really dislikes doing this. Okay, we're doing this with the safety team first. I just realized I'm going to have more ordeal stuff because of what I've done. Ah, shit. Because I've got more employees to deal with it, but... Okay. Let's get you guys back to your department. That's the wrong button. That could have gone really badly. You guys get up there. Okay. Still need quite a few boxes. We'll see if we can do it before then, but I'm expecting no, actually. I like those glasses he gets from Spider. Alright, and last person. Okay. So, I'm going to want to collect everybody probably over here. Meantime, let's try and get this done again. And I think we want to do maybe one of these. Is that happening yet? I'm going to cancel that. I don't want the thing to happen while someone's in there, and I haven't gotten everyone arranged yet. I didn't realize it was going to be one more for the meltdown. Okay, move over here. I'm just going to do the spiders twice. Actually, I'm not even going to do spiders twice. I'm going to do cherry blossoms. I like how you got cap result and it still doesn't count. Need 30 for that. I don't even know if I like getting that thing though. Alright, we'll send Tatiana to do insight work on the stupid plant things, I guess, or something or other. Get attacked by freaking clowns or something. Doubt. One day a question crossed my mind. Where did he come from? I didn't get to read the whole thing. I think these are the robots. I'm pretty sure I've already beaten them on this run. So I guess you can fight them more than once. These ones can be pretty deadly, actually. Am I only getting 3 of them? Oh, it didn't spawn 4. Okay. Okay. So you get up here. There's one in our control room. How's everyone doing? Everyone's looking pretty healthy here. Except for you. You've still got more than enough health, though. Our rando employees just running in there getting murked. At least there's a lot of them getting in there to get murked. Oh, that was different. Well, our troops weren't in there for that. Oh, there is another one somewhere. Oh, he's in here. Okay, he hit someone different this time, so that's good. Sanity's looking a little bit less good, but that's fine. I think he does that thing after he kills yeah, after he kills someone, he does that. To live was a process full of pain. Fantastic. Okay. Get everyone back to their departments. I guess we do have a lot of deaths. End of the day without death. I guess that doesn't count if those guys die. We'll have to find out. No, because it shows up on the stats, and those guys don't count. I'm pretty sure. Okay, we got 0 unique boxes there. Let's just send someone up in here again. And speed through that, and then we'll have enough for the day. Okay, we got the maximum amount there. Can't get the suit yet. Wait, what? I thought I had 189 for a second there. Alright, well, could do this again and get enough through for the suit as well. Alright. Okay, this wasn't too bad a day, I guess. So, deaths, 0. Safety team, lethargic room cleared. Okay, yeah, that did count. Perfect. Johnson's level 3 now. Maxwell got promoted. Good, good, good. Okay. Ah, shit. I've tried this one. This one's actually really scary. Scale would never neglect the weight of even the smallest sin. Life is only granted to those who hold no fear of death. This one sounds very judgy, but the first truth I will tell you is this: do not trust the AI at your side. In this day and age, most AI possess an intellect of at least 10 regular people combined. Some can even imitate human emotions with ease. However, they can do things you are not aware of yet. For example, some AI can lie, or rather, to be more precise, if the control of an AI has given the order to not share the specific information, it has no obligation to tell the truth to anyone other than that controller. Some advanced AI may exploit such an order to tell lies, reinterpreting the meaning of the command. I programmed an AI before, well, participated in the programming to be exact. That's how I know for a fact that an AI will not necessarily tell the truth. In case you doubt what I'm saying, I will send you a program for your monitor that I developed myself. This key will function like Pinocchio. The nose will lengthen, the color red means untruth. This is a test version, so it can only be used once. I wonder if I have to pick when to use it. Oh, hi. You're not angry, are you? I'm hot. I'm in charge of the training team. What we do is, accidents happen in the company. But Lady Angela said that about half of those accidents could easily be prevented if the employees showed more initiative. So the training team provides employees with a work manual and sufficient training, to try and reduce the number of accidents. We also help employees that are transferring to different departments and adapting to their new workplace. Not very skillful in many areas, but I'll try not to be a hindrance at least. In fact, I've been testing out a new employee program these days. I don't know if it'll work, but you want to know more about the program? As you know, the company is quite demanding. Even though we run consistent checkups, many of our employees regularly lose their sanity. I know exactly what it's like. I mean, I don't directly interact with the abnormalities, but I know what it feels like to lose yourself. I'm not sure if employees will like my new program, or if it will prove to be helpful. I can only hope. You and Hot hear a knock at the door. It's all thanks to you, Miss Hot. I feel so much better after talking to you as you suggested. I'm finally free from all those horrible thoughts that used to haunt me every morning. No, it was your courage to bare your heart to me that really solved the problem. I just showed you where to start. Great. I mean, I'd probably have hung myself by now if it wasn't for you. Anyway, Miss Hod, you really did save my life. I'm so fortunate to have you as my Saphira. You're a really, really good person. She's gonna wind up being the worst person. I'm so glad to see you getting better. I heard you'll be transferred to a different team soon. I hope you do well there. Please make sure to not forget the conversations we had. Of course, Miss, I won't. You said, manager, my program's really working. I want to be as helpful a person as I can here. Because the harder I try, the more lives I can save. Promote 2 agents to a higher level. Okay, that's not too hard. I wonder if I have to do it in one thing. I'm going to expand safety. Throw all the dangerous shit in safety. The hell are these little abilities? Okay, recover physical health more quickly. Increase SP recovery. Run regenerators even when there are abnormalities. Alright, let's get that one. Might be better to fight in one of those rooms then. Let's take a look at this. These numbers are, oh shit. A bird that used to judge the living in the dark forest, carrying around an unbalanced scale. This could be bad. It's probably really bad. Alright. Emma, have fun with whatever's happening there. Great. Great. So, I don't have any new mission there. Promote 2 agents. Yeah, that's all I've got. Great. Well, I think we're going to call this one an episode, though. It's been a good stream. Good long stream. This has me worried. The more expensive this stuff is, the more dangerous it is. I guess we could take a look at it first, but I'm not clearing this day. Let's take a look here. That is dorky looking as hell. That's that dangerous? Alright. I wonder if we can get it to deal with... Who's the guy that's got the headband from, like, One Sin and Hundreds of Good Deeds? It's Loki. Let's send Loki in here and see what happens. Insight. Not the safety team. Just gonna find out, but I think he's gonna die. Partly just want to see if like we can even go in there and have like anything work at all here. Terrified. Oh, he's taking blue damage. That's different. He is succeeding a little bit, but he is definitely dead. Cool. Okay, so the headband didn't help at all. Figured that it had something to do with judgment or something like that, but we'll retry that. Either way, yeah, this day is going to be hell figuring out that stupid bird thing I'm imagining. It's probably got very, very weird, like, off-demand things, but yeah, I think that's going to be our episode for today. Hope you found this one enjoyable, and I'll see you guys next